What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? It's your guy, Kings and Dreams. Thank you so much for tapping in on this Tuesday with your boy. I am excited for this conversation, and I'm gonna get right to it, man. First things first, let me bring up my bro.
What up? What up? What's going on? What's popping? What's
What's
good?
going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? How you doing,
Chilling,
brother?
chilling. Just being me. You know what I'm saying? Living life, making shit happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's going
Absolutely, absolutely, man. And I gotta bring up my other bro, man. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on, Kings? How you doing? Kings and Dreams in
Man,
the
I'm
building.
doing well. I'm doing well, man. Thank you both for coming back and having this conversation with me. I hope your
on?
holidays went well.
Yes,
Merry
sir.
Christmas, Happy New Year's, all of the fun stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
we survived the snow, even though I thought the meteorologist kind of made a big deal out of it.
Yeah,
It
they
wasn't
hyped
like,
it up. They hyped it up just a little bit, you know.
Yeah. They tried to
right.
get like super crazy, but you know.
Yeah, I
The
thought the last crazy
supermarkets.
one. Oh, my fault. Go ahead, Miles.
No, no, real quick. The supermarkets is in cahoots with the meteorologists.
No, you right about that. You right about
Mhm.
that, man. Because well, the one that I remember like that was like crazy where I think we didn't have school for like 3 days or maybe almost a whole week was the blizzard of '96,
Mhm.
something like that. Like that one, everything was messed up. I
Right.
remember being out of school for like 3 days.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely, man.
facts. That's facts.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you so much, both of you guys, for being here.
Mhm.
So we know the topic: why men need game globally. And I'm gonna start with you, my brother Miles. Island guy, Caribbean, right? So, what have you noticed a difference in your communication with women abroad as opposed to stateside?
Um, no, like, bro, I don't know. I keep my life very simple. I keep my circle very
Yeah,
small. So, it's I don't have a whole lot of communication with women, internationally. I'm not an international player as such. You get what I'm saying? I keep
understood.
I keep most of my activities stateside. You know, b- but it doesn't. It really. I mean, are you just talking about a volume and talking, or the difference?
Yeah, like have you noticed a difference in general? So it could be anything.
Nah, it's really not much of a difference. Like when I look at my experiences, it's really not much of a difference because I'm the same person everywhere I go. So
Right.
they're gonna respond to me how they respond to me. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I mean, recently, like the last few months or whatever, I don't, I'm not a I haven't done much traveling, and if I was traveling, I brought sand to the beach. So
Ah, okay.
yeah.
Understood. Understood.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And the same goes for you, Locario.
Yeah, I haven't been traveling in a minute, but from before back when I was traveling, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, it's really the same thing. It's really the same stuff. I just the thing is, right, is it's the same thing, but you're just dealing with like different women in different cultures, but it's still the same type of thing. So meaning like, you know, if I'm in United States and I'm hollering at a chick or I'm interacting with a chick, usually I only take seriously the women who are really feeling me and giving me that cooperation. And so the same thing happens for if I'm, overseas. You see what I'm saying? But what it is overseas, I'm still looking for the women who's really giving me cooperation, not women giving me cooperation because I'm American, women
Mm,
giving me cooperation because I'm Locario. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
always
mm.
looking for that specifically. You understand what I'm saying? But again, you need to have game to understand the difference because a lot of guys think that all cooperation is equal, and it's not. You see
Mm,
what I mean?
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
agree with you. And I'll come back with you
Mhm.
with another question because
Mhm.
I know that the last time you and I we spoke, I want to say it was
Mhm.
maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, and you
Right.
talked about how you have international clients,
Mhm.
right? So, are some of the things that they're seeking advice about
Mhm.
differ from the things that guys are seeking advice from you about stateside?
No, it's the same advice. The difference is that clients who live overseas,
Mm-hmm.
right? They live there. So because they live there,
Mm.
they get the treatment that guys who live there get from women, right?
Okay.
A guy who's a tourist is going to get tourist treatment. So this is what I'm saying where it's the same it's actually the same thing. So the guys who live there, the women that they interact with know they live there. So those women, because they're dealing with those guys and they see those guys as average guys, they're going to treat them as such. They're going to interact with them that way. Now, if a woman over there is talking to a guy who she knows is a tourist, like an American, she's immediately going to switch up to try to act a certain way to get that American to think she's into him so she can get whatever type of resources, whatever type of, whatever she wants from that guy, right? So this is why I said that, all cooperation is equal because the clients who are overseas that I talk to, they're not getting the treatment that they want because they're there. Just like an American guy in America. He's just a regular dude and he feels like, damn, this sucks. I'm gonna go overseas. The guy over there who lives there is getting the same type of treatment as the American dude. What happens is when the American guy goes over there, he gets better treatment because he's American, not because of who he is. And so therefore it's still balanced. So what I'm saying is everything that's happening is balanced. It's the same thing that would be happening anywhere else. It's just the illusion that it looks different. You know what I'm saying? That's what gets guys caught up. It's an illusion of if I go somewhere else, I am more attractive or I'm more appreciated over there. No, you're not more appreciated or more attractive in a sense. You just represent a certain status symbol, but they're not actually about you specifically. You could be any guy from America. You could be any guy from some other country that they think has money, resources, or who's probably going to save them. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so what you're saying, I just want to make sure that I understand. You're saying that they are attracted to the status, the potential resources, the potential ambiance of a person, not the actual person. Is that accurate?
Right, and that's exactly, and that's what guys have to be careful of. You always have to be careful if a woman is dealing with you because of the idea of you or who you actually are. That's two different things. The idea of you is this guy is an American. He can save me. He has money. He'll treat me to this, so forth and so on. Who you really are is her dealing with you based on your terms and you basically leading her, guiding her, telling her what to do, and she's consistent with it. So what happens is it's like this. Think about somebody who's tricking in Nevada, right? He might pay a hoe, you know what I'm saying? $500, $600, $800, right? But that same guy will go to Brazil and pay a woman, I don't know, $60. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he's still paying, he's just paying less. And the Brazilian hoe is gonna pretend like she likes him more than the Nevada hoe. You understand what I'm saying? The Nevada hoe's like, look, just give me this money, use my hole real quick and get up out of here. The Brazilian chick is gonna pretend she likes him to get the $60. You see what I'm saying? But it's all the same thing. That's why I keep trying to tell dudes, but I hate to be that guy, but somebody got to be the guy.
No, it's all good. Miles, chime in here. I want to hear your feedback on this.
Man, chime in about what was the question again? I'm sorry, man.
No worries.
No,
man.
this conversation. I don't know, man. This conversation is. Can we need for this conversation to work? I think we need like two guys that actually be doing this shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
or at least another person to kind of like bounce the views off of, because you're talking to two gentlemen who the world is mine, my nigga. Like right. I am the world. Like I don't give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm talking to a woman, not even the language that she speak matters to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like none of this shit matters, bro. And here's the thing: when you develop a certain level of game, it's like, again, don't matter what the culture, don't matter what the language, you can tell the difference between when a chick is feeling you and when she's just on you because of your status or because some shit. You see what I'm saying? Or at the very least, you know how to give a woman instructions to get her to do what you want her to do on your terms. So whether she like you or not, for me, whether she like me or not, she's doing what I need her to do on my terms.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And so, and I take it from there. So if she's just fronting because she want a green card, then she's gonna have to front for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? If she's just playing the role, then she's gonna have to play the role for a very long time.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. And so my thing is this, right? And Miles, I'll stay with you. So now, what you're saying, so what you're saying is, I get it. Like, you're that dude or whatever the case is, right? Now, one video that I saw you guys talk about is when it comes to game, and I can't remember which one of you guys said it, but essentially I'll highlight what the talking point is. Is the talking point was that when you're with a woman, when you're with a woman and you end up hooking up with her on your terms, that's game. As opposed to when you're hooking up with her on her terms, that's not game.
Right.
So no matter how attractive she is, if you hook up with her on your terms, that's game.
Right.
So my question back to you is that how do you determine the terms?
How do I determine the terms?
Yes.
It's just what I want based on who I am.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just how I want things to go down. Literally, like how I want things to go down. So if I want us to go have a drink, then we're gonna go have a drink. And then when I want her to come back to my place, then we go back to my place. Or if I wanna, I want her to do something in the bathroom of the spot, then we do something in the bathroom of the spot. If you want to go in the car and do something, we do something in the car. Like, my terms is just exactly what I choose to happen at the time. But again, it's not based on anything else but just what I want, based on my masculine identity, based on my awareness, right? Because there's some situations where you'll meet a chick in a foreign country, you be talking to her, but then you might realize, oh shit, she's a working girl. You understand? So then you realize, okay, you know what? That's not what I'm on tonight. I actually want to meet like an actual woman. So let me leave her alone. So again, it's just awareness, bro. It's just what you want, and then you get it done based on your masculine identity and what you want to do.
Yeah. Also too, when we talk about game and game being on your terms, right? And I think this is something that most guys don't get. A lot of guys, they think game is just getting something by any means necessary.
Right.
But the acquirement of something doesn't matter unless it is on your terms. Because what happens is that if it's not on your terms, you're literally not getting what you want. So if I say the sentence or the question, are you getting what you want? Who is you, right? So if you want something, whatever you want has to be the thing you want. So now if I'm talking to a woman and I think she's attractive, right, physically, and we're talking, but I want her to come to my place, but she says, no, I don't want to do that now. We should like go out to dinner, and then maybe later we can go to your place. I'm not sure, right? If I continue to deal with her and we talk and we go to dinner and we kick it, and then she comes back to my place and we have sex, that means that I don't have any game, because what happened is that I had to go around the situation to get sex, and sex only happened because she allowed it. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is, a lot of guys be like, but it doesn't matter. You still had sex though.
Yeah,
no, but you didn't have sex, right? But this is the thing. You had sex only because she allowed it, which means that you didn't have sex how you wanted to have sex. So the minute that sex is not happening the way you want it, then what happens is that you're not actually getting what you want. You see what I'm saying? As soon as it's not on your terms, you're not getting what you want. And this is the key. A lot of guys will say, but it doesn't matter. The reason why it does matter is because what happens is every time you don't get what you want on your terms and you still try to make things happen, what you're essentially saying to yourself subconsciously is what I want is not important. And what I want to make happen is not going to happen, and I'm not valuable enough to attract it. You see what I'm saying? So you're doing actual damage to yourself by doing that thing, that particular thing. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole process with it. So a lot of times people, when they talk about game, they're looking at outcomes instead of looking at themselves as a whole and what that actually means for who they are and what they're about. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so what you're saying is that they're looking at like the whole finished product, not the process, right? Because you mentioned that if a guy ends up hooking up with the girl, okay, I hooked up with her, but it's like you had to go through so many hoops, and so on and so forth to get with that, as opposed to actually doing what you want, right? You didn't put yourself in the forefront.
Right.
Correct?
Like, yeah, exactly. Imagine, okay, think about it is imagine going to a Subway sandwich restaurant and
Yeah.
you say, let me get a ham and cheese on, wheat bread. And they say, well, nah, you got to do jumping jacks first. And then we might give it to you on Italian urban cheese bread. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're like, well, and they give you the sandwich. Well, you got the sandwich, but look at what you had to do to get it. And it still wasn't the type of sandwich you wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's like to interact with women and have a woman run the situation after you done told her what it's supposed to be, and then you just comply with her. Because remember, I always tell people, somebody has to submit. Either it's you or the woman. So the question is, why do guys allow the woman to lead, and then why do they submit to the woman? You see what I'm saying? So if somebody has to submit, why is it you instead of her? Right. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Yeah, no, I think that's an excellent point because, you know, and I'm sure that you guys have heard and seen. There's been a good amount of guys in the travel space. Their content has gotten taken off, right? And I think one of the things for me is that like since I've communicated with you guys from the beginning, I think I had you on my channel quite a few times, right? Anyway, long story short, getting back to what I'm saying is that I've always talked about how important game is, no matter where you are globally, because I understand sometimes you're going somewhere for a weekend, you're trying to do it, whatever, do your thing, but it's like if you're consistently having to shell out money to do that thing, it becomes more of a habit as opposed to something in the clutch, right? Because okay, for an example, like you mentioned the food at Subway, everybody in the chat or whatever, somebody's has some sort of fast food. Some days you don't feel like cooking or whatever. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna just go to McDonald's, get the $5 thing, whatever. But if you continuously go to McDonald's every day, now you have developed a habit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I'm starting to talk like you, Locario. Understand what I'm saying? But yeah, but like that, I think that like having game is a potent point, right? Especially doing things on your term. Why is it that you have to acquiesce to what she's doing? Why can't she acquiesce to what you're doing?
Yeah, it's important because remember, like, I think guys got to understand that just because a woman is giving you attention doesn't mean that she's into you how you need her to be into you. You understand what I'm saying? So the way that I want her to be into me is based on what I want. If she's into me based on what I don't want, it don't count. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the part that guys don't understand. So if I meet a woman and I'm interested in hooking up with her, but she's interested in dating me and me courting her, spending time with her, getting to know her, and then maybe after 3-4 dates and a bunch of phone calls, we end up having sex. That don't count, because what happened is that she wants me, but how she wants me isn't in alignment with what I want, and it has to be in an alignment. So meaning that if I'm doing casual sex, she needs to want me casually. You understand? If I want a long-term relationship, she needs to want me in that long-term relationship capacity. You understand what I'm saying? It has to match. If it don't match, it don't count. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Let's see.
So get more into like why those guys got their content taken down. Let's talk more about that stuff.
Okay, yeah. So Uh, so so I can't speak for all of them, but what I would say is that a good portion of why some of these guys have gotten their content taken down is because they pretty much were talking about where to find certain women, um, what prices these women were charging, what location. All right, so it's like okay, like I went to I went to Bleecker Street. I went to Bleecker Street and Susie on Bleecker Street and Seventh Ave. She giving the thing for like 30, whatever, right? So now you've talked about this publicly on a public platform, realizing that it's gonna get out. You know what I
Right.
mean? So whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, whatever the case is,
Right.
all someone needs to do is screen record it, and you're gonna go viral.
Mm.
So the thing is that once that's happened, and now don't forget Susie's out there. Now Susie's doing her thing, but Susie may not want to know, want not may not want everyone to know what she's doing. So now that it's gotten back to her, now it's spread like wildfire. You understand
Right.
what I mean?
And I also heard that like some of these like some of the cities and some of the legislative bodies in some of these countries are cracking down on certain types of content and certain type of content creators as well.
Well, yeah. So to further add on to that,
Mm-hmm.
um, if you're if you're only posting salacious content, you're liable to get picked off, right? And so this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have both of you on here
Mhm.
because even if some guys may not agree with some of the things that you say, but I think the overall message that whether people are traveling, whether people are staying stateside, what we have in unison is the betterment of men, and I think that we can all collectively agree how
Right.
these men have been conducting themselves.
Mhm.
It is not what needs to be shown.
Right.
Well, yeah, well, this is exactly what we've been saying for years. We've told guys to stop all this receipt stuff. We told guys to keep stuff discreet. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
but
Yeah,
but again, what happens is validation tempts you to do things like this. But again, this is why we keep saying game is important because game is about you. And so, if the game is about you, why are we showing off the women?
Exactly.
We're showing off the women because we are looking for women. These guys are looking for women for validation. So it's like, oh, look what I got, look what I have, and
right,
really, it's a thing where that is a behavior of someone who was lacking before and thought
Mm.
that having that would make them more of a man or make them more attractive, make them more cool, make them more interesting, make them more important. And
right,
so if because this is the thing, if dudes want to go overseas and do what they got to do, that's their business. The issue though is that remember we've had live streams before with us and the passport bros and all that, and
hmm
we was telling them, oh listen, you need some game, and they're like, oh that's some BS and game don't work and blah blah
Right.
blah, and your dating coach is over and all this other stuff. The dating coaches, we still got our channels up. I don't, what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm not the type to kick somebody when they down, but I'm just saying, and I don't want to be the I told you so, dude, but we told you so. You know,
Yeah, facts. Real shit. Real shit.
so it's
No,
like,
no. Here, because here it is. All the content and all of the look. We tell you guys all the time that the game is not about women, and the reason why there was such a contention in a lot of those conversations is that these guys couldn't get past the fact because they was like, why do I need game when it's so easy for me to get pussy in these other countries?
right.
Why do I need game where as soon as I land off the plane, these bitches is just on me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do I even need dating coaches? Why do I need pickup? Why do I need to learn pickup? Why do I need to know anything?
Mm-hmm.
But what they were really saying is, my only focus is to get pussy, my nigga.
Right.
So if I go to these places and getting pussy is so fucking easy, whether I'm paying for it or not, if I go to these places and these women treat me a little bit nicer and
Mm-hmm.
make me feel more validated, and I get to have sex with them,
Mm-hmm.
that's all that I care about.
Right.
And all we was trying to tell them is that, yo, go and have fun, but game is still needed.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy is still needed. Tact is still needed. Awareness is still needed. Fuck, go to the red pill if you want to.
Right.
Don't come to the game, guys. Fuck us. Forget us. We're nobody,
Right.
right? Our channels, as soon as everybody as soon as everybody get a passport, the game guys are out of business. Fine.
Right.
Go to the red pill. Go to anyone. Go to the niggas that quote unquote teach you awareness. Those guys. The bottom line is all we were saying is that you need some knowledge of self
Right.
before getting pussy is actually gonna be worth your while. Because a lot of these dudes, even because what we were just talking about just now about doing things on your terms, like you still don't even realize, my nigga, like you're going over here and these chicks are quote unquote on you, but you're fucking them on their terms, not yours.
Right.
Because you're paying them, right? Or you're falling in love with them, and then here you go paying for their family medical bills and investing in the family farm, and then doing all of this shit, and then now all this money, this pressure, and this pressure for money is on you. So it's not just the pussy that's on you; it's the pressure for the money that's on you now, homie. Or you make it so much about the woman that you start to post content about these different types of women and how much they cost and where they're located and what's their names and all this different type of shit. And it's like, again, all we ever tried to tell these dudes, because we was, of course they didn't want to take it that way, but we was just coming from a place of love. Like, bro, we want you to have fun in these other countries. We want you to be successful. We want you to get what you want to get out of life. But how matters. How fucking matters.
Right.
Because I could get $1 million, you could get $1 million. But if you suck dick to get the $1 million, somehow my $1 million is worth more. I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Nobody SMD and we see.
Oh, you know what? My bad. Let me retract that.
Nobody
Yeah. Hold on. My bad. Let me pull that back. Hold up. Wait.
Get in your face, mouse. Be like, what you say?
My bad. But KingzNDreamz, my bad, my nigga. Let me pull it all the way back. If you had to do something strange to get your million, you get what I'm saying? Like, my bad, because I know niggas is sensitive about that S&D type of thing, hey, Kings.
Hey, you saw 2 million that's about to go at it.
Wait, Kings, you ain't from Chicago, is you?
I'm from New York, bro.
Oh, okay, all right.
You're about to be like, Miles, say it again. Say,
use that analogy again, Miles. Say it one more fucking time, nigga.
No, but so I'll say this, I'll say this as I guess people call me a half pat because I actually have property abroad and I'm there all the time.
Right.
So what I'll say is kind of go back a little bit into what Locario said, like as far as the nostalgia. They a good portion of the women do have that nostalgia. They think, okay, this guy has come from the United States. He has resources, things of that sort, right? But also on the flip side, a lot of these places, like they're more like family oriented, right? So they spend a lot more time with their family. So they are more polite and more conversational, right? So you have the balance of both. So I would say, like, both of you guys are right in that aspect when it comes to like the politeness and then also the nostalgia, but I do think that what's important is when guys need to understand what the difference is, because she could just be coming on to you because she has the assumption that you have all of these resources, right? They have Netflix, Hulu, they have YouTube, all of that stuff. So they look at that stuff, and you may see a guy on TikTok, and he got the G wagon and all that, from the Bronx, and thinking like, oh, okay, like all of these guys from the Bronx are like that. So they ask you where you from, you like, oh, I'm from the Bronx. So she's like, oh, okay, he lit. You know what I mean? So there is that mindset, but also there is the mindset of family, courteous, politeness, right? Because we're all from New York. If we walk up and down the street in New York, like you smile at another man, like yo, that ain't what's up. You know what I mean? But like, abroad, a man will smile at you and say like "Good morning." It ain't that type of time. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I think like there's that politeness there. So I just wanted to say that aspect to kind of
Mm.
put that in there because you're right, but I'm just saying like there are other layers to that factor.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that could also be there too. Because of its culture, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
different cultures are gonna have that different vibe, right? But the thing that men have to, because the thing is, I want guys to understand that, or I should say, don't live in an illusion. And what happens is that the game sometimes, what happens is when guys don't understand the game, they think certain things are a certain way, but it's really not. And what
Yeah.
I mean by that is it's kind of like you have to understand why a woman is responding to you a certain way so
Hmm.
that you're not confused into thinking her response to you means something and it really doesn't mean that thing. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
so that's kind of like the thing where I a lot of passport bros got it wrong, and I've been trying to explain this to them is that okay, I'll give a perfect example. Like if let's say if I am, I'm an American, I live in Brooklyn, right? And I'm making a certain amount of money, right? And I go to a third world country and I give some of these people water. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Their perspective of me is that I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Like I might not be rich. I might just be making 70, $80,000 a year. I might not be rich, but from their perspective, I'm rich. So
Right.
then they're gonna treat me a certain way, right? Because of me being American and them having the perception that I'm rich, right?
Hmm.
Now, I can be like, yo, Miles, man, I went over to that third world country, bro. They treated me real good, better than they treat me in New York. You know what I'm saying? It's like, duh.
Word.
It's like, duh. Of course they're gonna treat me like that because one, it's a different culture, but two, in relation to them, you
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? I'm like this rich, super guy. Do you understand what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But what happens is that I am a status symbol, right? But they're not being nice to me. They're being nice to who they think I am, the idea of me. Do you see what I'm saying?
And what you can offer them. Yo, let me tell y'all a quick story, bro. I remember one of the last times I went to Jamaica to visit family.
Mm,
So I ended up going to my uncle's house. Yo, and then I told him that I wanted to go visit my grandmother. Did you know my uncle basically kept me hostage at his house? And now it sounds worse. It sounds worse than it is. I mean, he
mm,
didn't really keep me hostage, but every time
Nah,
I told
he's being funny, but yeah, I mean, I'm from the yard, so I know exactly where you're getting at.
yeah, so every time I told him I wanted to go see my grandmother, he kept giving me excuses like, "Oh, right now the traffic is not good. It
mm,
don't make no sense for you to go down there today because there's too much going on." Blah blah blah. But the bottom line was he wanted me to stay at his house so
mhm.
I could spend money in his house,
Right, exactly.
and because he knew that if I went to my grandmother's house, I would be spending money in my grandmother's house.
Hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And when I look back at the visit and then I was going over it with my mother, and she put me on game. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize what went down. So I bring this up to say this: if that's my blood,
Hmm. Right.
if that's my blood, basically holding me hostage at his house because I got American dollars to spend in his Jamaican household.
Hmm.
What the fuck you think these hoes is doing to these niggas?
Right. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
and they know number one, they're not blood, so they don't give two fucks about them. But they also know that their weakness is pussy.
Yeah,
Hmm. Right.
Come
That's what
on,
I'm
man.
saying.
Like, come on. And
yeah,
all we ever said was, nigga, have some game.
Right.
At least try to get shit done on your own terms. At least have a masculine identity. Know what you want before you get there, so you don't get sidetracked or swindled or put in a precarious predicament.
Right.
Nah, fuck y'all niggas. We don't need no game. We don't need nothing. We don't need to know shit. We just get off the plane and bitches want to suck our dicks and blah blah blah. All right, take it easy, bro.
hey, so I wanted to chime in really quickly because I know Lucario was about to chime in. So just
Mm,
going off of what you just said, Miles, I 1,000% agree. Like, and for what both of you guys have stated,
mm,
like you need to have some sort of, you need to have some sort of game
mm,
before you go abroad, because the thing is that the same deficiencies, if you will, that you have, whether you're in the United States, Canada, whatever, in
Right.
the West, doesn't matter whether you go to Africa, doesn't matter whether you
mm,
go to Latin America,
Right.
right.
Europe, or whatever the case is. So if you are deficient in a certain area, right? Like you're going to be deficient in Colombia, you're going to be deficient in Brazil, you're going to be deficient in Nigeria,
Mm,
Kenya, whatever. You know what I mean?
mm.
So I do agree that you do, as men, have to have a certain, certain level of game and certain level of understanding. Now, a follow up. So a follow up question to both of you guys. I heard that you guys had talked about the red pill space. So I've heard some
Mm.
red pill content creators say that you need to have you need to have a certain amount of bodies as a man in order to kind of get a gauge on female nature. What do you guys say to that?
So you talking about like you need to have experience hooking up with women to
Yes, correct.
to uh to understand how women are?
Yes, correct.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily uh, you know, just hooking up because again, if I paid 50 girls to smash, then what I didn't really learn anything.
You ain't
You
learned
see what
shit.
I'm
That's
saying?
it.
So it's not just hooking up with women, it's hooking up with women on your terms. So if it's on your terms, then yes, because what that's going to teach you is that you can actually get exactly what you want. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So it's not about learning about female nature because there's a lot of things that encompass female nature. A lot of times when guys talk about female nature, they talk in the negative. You understand? They talk about the negative aspect of a female quote unquote nature, meaning, oh, she's gonna act like a bitch, she's gonna be flaky, she's gonna try to use you for your money, which is all true if you're the type of guy who would allow that. If you're the type of guy who doesn't have game. Now, when you have game, female nature is she's consistent, she's cooperative. You understand what I'm saying? She does what you say, right? She
Hmm.
does things your way. So that's all those things, right? So the thing is that if you interact with multiple women, right, and you were noticing that the multiple women that you're actually really taking seriously and given the time of day are the ones that are doing things on your terms, then you're learning more about yourself through these interactions.
Right.
If you are chasing a bunch of women and having sex with these women that you're chasing who don't really like you, right? Then what you're doing is that you're basically in a situation where you're teaching yourself to follow and submit to women, right? So it's not about how many women you hook up with or sleep with or encounter. It's what are you doing in those particular situations and what are you learning about
What are
yourself
you
in those situations? You
what are
see
you
what I'm saying?
learning? Exactly.
That's the main thing.
Exactly.
That's Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Miles. But I did have a question for both of you. Go ahead, Miles.
So yeah, it's because all right, even on our live streams,
Mm,
a guy might call in and ask a certain question. Now, there are times when to gauge his level of experience, we may ask him the question, how many sexual partners have you had? Depending on
mm,
the question he asked and depending on us trying to gauge because people call up and we don't necessarily know who they are. So it's a quick way to kind of find out the experience level of the person, right?
mm,
So there is some correlation between how many sexual partners you've had and your experience level.
mm,
But understand this. For different men, it may take only one mistake for me to learn the lesson. And it may take another man 5 mistakes
mm,
or 10 mistakes.
right.
So with that being said, there are men that call us up and they claim they got 300 bodies,
Mm,
but they still asking us simple questions about the game, simple
mm,
questions about relationships and about their own masculine identity. And then there are guys they call in to ask a question about oh my gosh, how do I approach a woman? And then we say, yo, how many sexual partners have you had? And he reveals that he's a virgin, or that he may have had one sexual partner, but it was only because his uncle paid for it when he was 18 or some shit like that.
Right.
So so it's guys out there with 300 bodies and have the same amount of questions as a nigga with no bodies.
Right.
And it has everything to do with what Locario said, is that they're going through they're going through these motions. They're experiencing life, but not on their terms. So they have no knowledge of self within the experience. Because see, experience gives you knowledge. But when you experience it on your terms, you get wisdom, meaning knowledge of self.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Where you actually, because knowing yourself is not just about just, the idea and the expression of knowing yourself is everything about knowing who you are in different situations. But in a lot of times, if you've been put in a situation, it's hard for you to really know who the fuck you are.
Right.
Because like the young kid, if he says some shit like, yeah, when I was 18, my uncle paid the stripper to have sex with me. He didn't really learn nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can remember what happened, but he didn't really learn anything because it was probably a surprise for his birthday, and he didn't really know what was about to happen, and then it happened, and then it all happened so when people say shit like, oh, it all happened so fast.
Right.
Right. Right.
Because they didn't get a chance to really learn or experience or have a certain level of awareness of self while they were going through it. So again, it's like, should a person have a certain amount of bodies? Yes and no. The question is, did you acquire those bodies on your terms, and did you get any level of awareness and true experience points in actually getting to those bodies? You see what I'm saying? That's the real difference.
Yeah, because the how matters, real quick, is that how it happens matters. And this is the key. This is why it's so important to do things on your terms and deal with women on your terms. Do you realize that when you deal with women on women's terms, that creates hatred of women?
Dang.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The reason why a lot of guys hate women is because they've consistently done things the way the woman wanted it to be done, and the outcomes weren't really favorable most of the time. So now they're like, well, it's her fault this turned out this way, right? Oh, I wasted all this money, this time, this energy on this woman who I wanted to have sex with, but we didn't have sex. She put me in the friend zone. She said I didn't feel a connection. We went to dinner. I spent $500 on dinner. She wouldn't even give me a kiss on the cheek. Blah, 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 blah. The reason why all those things happen is because you're following the woman and not doing it on your terms, and you're doing it on her terms, which is going to create a situation where you end up hating women in general, right? And this is the thing. When you do things on your terms, it's damn near impossible to hate women, because what happens is anything that occurs is based on it being you, based on it being in the way you wanted it to happen. So whether or not a woman is there or not, right? Everything falls on you. So if you end up having a great situation with a woman where y'all get together, flirt, hook up, everything is cool, the vibes is all good, it's exciting, like y'all doing what you do, great. If you talk to a woman and she's not following your lead, and you say, well, listen, you charge it to the game, guess what? You're not upset at her, because guess what? You didn't waste any time. You didn't waste any money. You didn't waste any energy. So you still have everything in a situation where you're not feeling like you overextending yourself, went above and beyond and did all the other stuff. So now you can deal with women in a healthy way, because you are not putting any of the accountability on the woman. You see what I'm saying? All the accountability is on you. So therefore, it's damn near impossible for you to have any resentment or any feeling towards women, because everything is on your terms. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess my pushback or curiosity, I don't know if I would call it a pushback. We'll see. But my thing is this, right? So I kind of lean more towards like an agreement with what you had said, Miles, because it does depend. Because when I hear that certain amount of body count, I do think it matters. At least for me, right? Like it mattered because now like I immediately am able to sniff out what I don't want. Okay, you're talking like this. Nah, I'm good. Oh, yeah. You send me your cash app, and all I did was send you a DM and say what's up. Block. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't even, you know what I'm saying? But like
Right.
some guys like will be like, oh well, let me try to go around it. Like no, stop trying to
Mm,
go around it. Use that time for yourself and move on,
Mhm.
right? But it comes with the experience.
Mhm.
I also do agree. Like if you're hook up with 50 chicks and you went down to you went down to Hunts Point. Nah, that's not gonna work. You know what I mean? But like if you actually met them and it was genuine, then
mm,
okay. But if it's just strictly transactional, then no, that's not going to work
right.
because I believe going into the transactional thing, I believe like this is why some of the guys, uh, you know, have gotten their channels deleted because
That's crazy.
all they would talk about was strictly transactional things.
Right.
Mhm.
So I think and this is kind of what goes back into what I was saying. Like if you're doing something all the time, it becomes a habit,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're going to these places and you're hooking up, you know, cool. No one's saying that no one's saying that you can't, but it's like how are you evolving if that's all you're doing?
Right, exactly. And I want to say this. I want to say shout out to and I'm not gonna call them passport bros, but shout out to the travel guys
Mhm.
that actually travel to enrich themselves, right? That
Mhm.
travel to experience new culture
Blue
and
book gentlemen.
do different things. And like you were saying, you got property in different places and started businesses and
Mhm.
actually helping the economy out there and things like that.
Right.
Like shout out to those guys that's actually doing real shit and actually enriching their lives and their masculine identity by traveling. You
Hmm.
understand? Like, cause let's not sit here and act like every one of them niggas is just out there chasing tail.
Right.
You understand? So I want to acknowledge the guys that travel and do productive things for themselves and for for their communities and for their families and all that type of stuff and enrich their life. I do want to acknowledge those guys.
Right. Nah, real talk.
No, absolutely. That's what's up. Because the thing about it is that really most of them that's what they're doing. But what's made it popularized is like the guys who are content creators,
Hmm.
right? Because they'll get a camera, they'll get a camera, go online, and guys in the chat is like, hey, have her do a spin, have her turn around, or show this and all that other stuff. No, but the thing about it is that it becomes a disease because you get addicted to the super chats. You start a
Mhm.
Patreon, you get addicted to seeing that money a
Mhm.
month and whatever. So now you got to elevate and
Only
elevate and
they
elevate.
niggas started
You know what I mean?
OnlyFans and shit. Yeah, all that
Yeah.
Yeah,
bullshit.
cause
Yeah.
yeah, like there was, like there was one guy, and I'm sure guys in the chat will know who I'm talking about. But there was one guy who got his channel taken down because he actually tried to get active live with a shorty
Mhm.
live.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep,
Oh, you
yep.
guys already know about it.
That's
Yeah.
what these niggas be
Crazy.
doing. Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. But that's what I'm saying. That's the whole validation thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
I gotta
this
show receipts. I gotta
right,
let these niggas see what I'm doing
right,
out here.
right. Because this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what you understand when you have game, right? Usually, what happens is the more you have going on, the less you want to show. You understand? You want to keep things under wraps because this is something that I know for sure, right? And because I made this mistake a long time ago, is when you okay, when you have things happening and going on, right? And you're letting it be known, there are people who are going to view this, see this, come into contact with this, be aware of this, and that's going to bring unwarranted negative energy. You understand what I'm
Mm,
saying? Because see, you got to understand something. You can't get the amount of praise you're trying to get without getting the negative side of it also. You
right.
understand what I'm saying? So what you do is that you don't indulge in any of it because this is the thing. A lot of times what happens is that most people, because they don't love themselves, they have to show certain things or be a certain way or act a certain way or perform a certain way so that other people can see, so they can feel like they're getting love from those people. You understand?
Right.
The thing is that if you love yourself, what happens is that you don't need any of that because you're already full of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You're already full of all that love, energy, admiration, you know, all of those things. So you, like, for example, this entire time when we film in this live stream, you know, I'm just looking at myself and my skin and all of that. I'm like, I'm fine as shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious the whole time. I'm like, if you play this back, you see, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I'm just using that as an example. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm so full of myself. You
Right.
understand? And so what I'm saying is that I understand that I can't share. This is the thing. I can't share myself with people who don't love themselves as much as I love myself. It's like, you see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because that's going to breed hate.
It won't mix. Yeah, it won't
Exactly. You see
mix.
what I'm saying? That's why when we talk about, even when we talk about dealing with the woman on your terms, a woman dealing with you on your terms is her reflecting the love you have for yourself. This is why a lot of guys will put up with women who are on some BS, because putting up with the women who are on BS is a direct reflection of how you view yourself. You view yourself as BS. So you're like, yeah, of course I'm going to put up with this BS. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's your level. You see what I mean? That's how that shit works.
Yeah, you know, what's the phrase like? You are what you eat, or whatever the
Right.
case is. You know, yeah. So yeah, exactly. So like, if you deal with if you deal with shit, it's because you've been putting up with shit.
Right, exactly. And you put up with shit because that's the level you're at. That's how you see yourself. Remember, everything is a mirror. Every when you're having these interactions, this is why I tell guys, you know, if you're talking to a woman and she's treating you like crap,
Hmm.
that's because you see yourself as crap. Because if you didn't see yourself as crap and you saw yourself as more valuable than that, you wouldn't even be having a conversation with her. I remember one time we was on Fresh and Fit and Miles said something I thought was so funny. It was so true. He told this woman, the only reason we're in the same room is because we're on this podcast. You understand? Meaning that if we weren't on this podcast right now,
I
I would
think
not
I
be
saw
talking to
that
you.
one.
Yeah, it's like I would not be talking to you. You understand what I'm saying? We would not be having this interaction conversation. We wouldn't even cross paths, even make any interaction happen.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? That's how it works.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. I think that now, especially like with everything that's going on
Mm,
or has been going on in the content creator travel space,
mm,
because I don't want to say the travel space because, like I mentioned, like most of the guys who are not content creators are doing the things that you said that that's going on, Miles. Like, you know, creating jobs for communities and stuff like that, employing people, right? But like you have this collective of the pookies, if you will, that have that all of that BS content, which makes guys who look like us who travel. Now we go to a different country, like they're like, oh, passport, bro. It's like, no, 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 no. Like, you got to just be careful on that. My next question is, when it comes to yeah, so I see a couple of questions in reference to the to dropping receipts, and I do believe like there is a pro and a con to dropping receipts, because for me, I remember I remember like my birthday's next week, so I'll be
mm,
41.
mm,
But I remember when high school, when a chick would send like she would give me a picture. Yeah, so she would give me like a picture, wild picture. Like it would be a dude I would tell like who like my best friend locked in my brother.
mm,
That's it. But then there would be guys who would go around telling all everybody in the school.
mm,
Now Shorty's embarrassed. Now Shorty, whatever the case is.
mm,
So it's like dudes don't know how to keep things to themselves, and also like there was a dude hooked up with a chick at the school, and he ended up getting expelled, and he had
Oh.
lost a scholarship.
mm,
Yeah, he lost a scholarship for playing basketball
Mm.
because of that.
mm,
So it's like, yo, like when you blow up your spot, you ruin like things that are going on for you. You
mm,
know what I mean? And just like with the content creators, we definitely don't want to kick anybody when they're down, and so I don't want it to make it seem like we're laughing at their misery, but it's like you have been forewarned. I know you guys have mentioned it.
Mm.
Other guys who actually focus like specifically on the travel community have mentioned it, right? And it's like, online and offline, but you continuously continue to do it. So it's like, damn, you know, it's like you driving in a foreign car, and your brake light is on, and you like, yo, you got to go to the brake shop. You keep driving and driving, then a week later, you done ran the stop sign, and now your car's total.
Well, the thing is, you got to understand what receipts is. Receipts are for guys who don't have game to impress guys who don't have game. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning that when a man has game, he understands that things are supposed to be discreet. You understand? And the reason why they're supposed to be discreet is because there's things happening on the back end that people are not supposed to know on the front end. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, let's say allegedly, right, that I'm talking to a woman who is in the public eye, right? If I show a receipt, oh, I'm messing with this woman, there's things that she got going on that I can mess up by saying I'm messing with this woman. You understand what I'm saying? And so the thing is that when you're discreet, what happens is that things can flow in a certain way in order for things to continue to get done. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is that most guys, because they don't have experience with women, right? They need to see a receipt because in their world, it's impossible to get a woman, or it's impossible to get a certain woman that looks a certain way in their world. So I don't believe it. So I need for you to show me. Because if I told you guys I went to go get Starbucks today, y'all wouldn't ask for a receipt because that's something that you think is possible for you to do. But if I'm like, hey, you could go out here and hook up with multiple women. Well, I don't believe you. I need to see what you're doing. But the reason why they're saying that is because they're talking from their perspective, which I understand, because if you're a guy who doesn't have anything going on, you're not going to believe it. But this is the problem, though. The problem is that if I don't show you a receipt, I'm still going to be me, and I'm still going to get what I want out of the game. You're still going to be a virgin. You understand what I'm saying? You're still going to be a loser. You're still going to be in the same spot that you're in, whether or not I show you the receipt. So in other words, you need the information that I have more than I need to show you a receipt.
Right.
Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you got to understand.
No, I definitely believe in that, right? Because like, there's some dudes who will say, hey, I'm a passport bro, and it's like, you don't even have a passport, you've never traveled outside of the country, but they're living vicariously through guys who have actually traveled. So I completely understand what you're saying, because they're seeking validation through you, because they can't seek the validation for themselves.
Right. Like even in the chat, somebody said extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So that's my point. If you think getting a woman is some extraordinary stuff, then that's why you have issues. You see what I'm saying? Like you think that's you think I said that I fucking stole the sun and put it in my pocket, and you need to see a receipt. Like that, talking to a woman is not serious. You understand what I'm saying? Hooking up with women is not serious, because women like to have sex. So what I'm saying is that if that's something amazing to you, that shows where you're at. That's where you need to understand that you need to learn the game. But Miles, you about to say something? Of course.
Oh yeah, no, I was going to just say that a receipt is proof of purchase. Okay. A receipt. Let's look at what a receipt is. A receipt is proof of purchase. Now, to purchase something, that means I need to be able to afford it. Okay. There are people who show receipts for things that they can't afford.
Right.
You understand? So we must understand that a lot of the guys who are asking for receipts, the reason why they're asking for receipts is because they can't afford the item.
That's why they
But
need proof.
that's why they need proof. But check this out. Check this out. You think Elon Musk ever has to ask Bill Gates for his receipt for his yacht?
Right.
Or you think he ever has to ask, like, even if he's not showing him his yacht, if they're just having a conversation, because Bill Gates will be like, yeah, I love my yacht, but sometimes it gets real crazy because that bathroom doesn't flush because the second bathroom on the third floor in the States cabin, it doesn't respond. The water pressure is not as good as the other bathroom in the master suite of the yacht. And then Elon is gonna listen to him talk and be like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right, because they're on the same level.
Right.
Because I know how it works in a mega yacht where the water pressure is always a little off or whatever it is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like two dudes who have receipts for Bugattis, they're not gonna show each other their Bugatti receipts. They're gonna be like, yeah, I love the Bugatti, but the window is always sticking, and I always got to take it into the mechanic to fix the window. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I have one too, and it does the same thing.
Right. And then this is the thing. If somebody doesn't have a Bugatti or a yacht, do you think the person who has the Bugatti or the yacht is gonna need to show their receipts to the poor person who doesn't have it? Or should the poor person be like, you know what? I heard you talking about those Bugattis and yachts. How do you get those? Shouldn't they say, I want to learn how to get those?
Right.
Because whether they show you receipts or not, they're still going to have their Bugattis and yachts, and you're going to still have nothing. You see what I'm saying? So if you get shown the receipts or not, you're going to get nothing. So this is the key. If receipts were the main thing, why haven't y'all made the pickup artists millionaires?
Yeah.
Pickup artists are showing receipts. How come y'all haven't purchased all the pickup artists with all the infills and those guys should be 10 million, 20 million, 30 million in. How come they showed you the receipts, right?
They should be purchasing Bugattis and shit.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So if all there was receipts, how come the pickup artists are not bazillionaires after they done showed y'all all the women they're picking up, all the baddies, all the 8s, 9s, and 10s, right? Why haven't y'all purchased their courses and took their training? How come that hasn't happened?
It's like, why do I need to show receipts to a person that couldn't afford it anyway?
Right. So I'm saying.
No, absolutely. All right, so we're over the hour mark. I'm gonna go into some of these comments in the chat. I do see a couple of trolls in here. I'm not gonna address that.
All right.
Okay, so this one, Lord Ringo. Hold on, nope, not this one. I'm sorry, my fault. This one. We can talk about Lord Ringo, but go ahead.
Yeah, no. I didn't want to address that one. No, this one is the one I wanted to address. Okay, I've been watching you for years. I live in Medellin, and what you and Miles teach couldn't have been more important out here, bro. I see guys get taken. Oh boy, hold on. My bad. Let me scroll back up and get it.
It's that Riverside stuff.
Riverside, motherfucker.
Yeah, so couldn't have been more important out here, bro. I see guys getting taken for their bread every day out in Medellin. Yeah, I mean,
you don't say.
Right. Exactly. I mean that's what happens. This is what happens when you don't have game. Those are the type of things that go down. You feel what I'm saying? You're always gonna get taken for your bread. See, this is the thing. When a woman doesn't see value in you, she has to get some value from you. You understand? So if she doesn't see value in you, you got to give her some bread. That's the entire point I've been trying to get you guys to understand. There's a reason why some guys don't have to pay and some guys do.
Right.
What happens is that if you're paying, that's telling you something. That's telling you this woman doesn't value you for you. She values you only because you can give her something that she sees as valuable, which is money. You understand what I'm saying? This is why a lot of times, they have a saying that if a woman, is into you, she'll spend money on you. You understand? Or she'll pay you. And the reason why women will spend money on a man she is interested in or likes is because she knows that she has to give more than vagina. So now, if you're paying for vagina, but women give money to men who they like, then that's saying that she doesn't see you as the guy that she likes. She sees you as the guy beneath her, which is why you got to pay. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That's how that works.
Yeah, interesting that you mentioned that one because that video is actually something that I actually did a reaction to, and I agree with the spending money part because like if a woman likes you, genuinely likes you, she will spend money on you because and I'll be transparent in saying like women like to be cheap, so like unless they're spending for themselves, like women are just selfish like that unless they're spending for themselves. But if they're spending for you, it's because they genuinely do like you.
Oh yeah, of
That's
course.
true.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what's up.
Hold on, let me go to another comment here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if either one of you guys have been to Medellin, but it's essentially like New York City. So it's a hustle. It's a hustle mentality city. You know what I mean? So like if you could get finessed if you're not understanding what's going on real quick. Don't even matter if it's a chick. Like it could be anything. You could
Right.
get finessed.
Finessed.
All right. It's the reality of these passport bro dudes who have no game. Captain Caleb, 21.
Shout out to Caleb. What's going on?
Shout out to Kato. Yes, that's the homie right there.
Okay. Oh, shout out to GC, my man. Game changers in the building. So, what if she doesn't like you? What if you just like her?
Well, the question would be is why would you like a woman who don't like you?
What
You see
the
what I'm saying?
fuck?
That's what I understand. Like, why would you like a woman who doesn't like you? That doesn't like. Again, this is what I'm saying. Where about loving yourself and value. There should be no liking of a woman who doesn't like you. Why would you like someone who doesn't see value in you?
Hold up. You take calls, Kings and Dreams?
Yeah. I could drop the link.
Yo, tell these niggas, tell that guy, tell that person. Hold on.
Yeah, for
Yo, hold it down.
What's the,
Hold it down,
what if
man.
you like her?
Hold it down, man.
Yo,
I
you see
got
how
you,
y'all
though.
you see how y'all put these women on these pedestals, my nigga? Like, first of all,
If you guys want me to drop a link so you guys can come up, put a one in the chat. However, what I'm going to say though,
yeah, hurry up because we ain't gonna be here all day too.
no, yeah, well, yes, that, but also don't forget, this is my channel, so please respect my guests. You know what I mean? So just be respectful. You can always disagree, but we're gonna have to keep it at a level of respect here.
man,
Yeah, I'm not doing any clown show shit like
how
that.
do
You could disagree, but no one's gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't need the Anton Daniels and the Corey Holcomb.
yeah, that's why I kind
I
of
got
stopped
you,
myself.
GC. I got you, GC. I'm gonna send it to you now.
I ain't trying to disrespect nobody, but my nigga, if you like the person that I like the most is me.
That's what I'm saying, though.
So what does it matter? I can't like no woman more than I like me.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's behaving in a way that's not like pleasant to me, then what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Talking about,
all right,
if I
GC.
like her.
I just posted the link.
Man, come on, guys. We gotta do a little bit better.
Yeah, if you curse too much, YouTube might start tripping. Yeah, you guys got to remember, YouTube is owned by Google, so and they work in collaboration with Disney. So yeah,
Oh, there you go.
like,
Yeah, so you
you
got
know, you guys gotta, yeah, because
Yeah, I can't understand liking a woman who don't like me. That just
Yeah.
I don't even that's like that's crazy to me. I would love to understand liking someone who don't like you. I'm serious. I want to understand that. That's fascinating to me. To be like,
Because basically what he's saying is that him liking her is enough for whatever.
right. Because
I would rather hold on, GC. I sent you the link. So just click the link and then you should be able to just pop right on. Oh, there he is. Hold on, let me move this over. Yo, GC, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, We hear you.
Okay, perfect. So yes, the reason why I was saying is because when you purchase any commodity, you really in all commodities that a human purchases beneath them, you really don't matter what it wants. Like it really don't matter if a car salesman likes you, or if a car salesman finds you handsome, charismatic, funny, or if you have game. All commodities are purchased by the purchaser. The purchaser is the one in charge. He determines if he wants this particular commodity, and if he finds it worthy, then he consumes it. I see nothing wrong with adding that principle of consumerism to the mating market.
Does a car have autonomy?
No, it doesn't. A car salesman does.
No, I'm talking about the car, but you're buying the car, right?
Yeah, I understand that. The car salesman does. Basically, I mean, whenever you purchase any service, let's just put it like this. Say if you were to hire a barber, okay, does it matter if the barber finds you charismatic or if he likes you or something like that? He has autonomy. But if you like his service, then you simply just purchase his service.
So with this analogy, are you saying that the woman is the barber?
I'm saying in this analogy, the woman is the haircut.
Okay, so game changer. Oh, the woman is the haircut.
Actually, you know something? I think Locario is right. The woman would be the barber. The
Okay,
sex would be the
so
haircut.
check this out. Check this out. If you got a barber, right, that he loves to push his pelvis up against you while he's lining you up, and he loves to talk a lot in between buzz, like he instead of finishing your fucking haircut, he loves to stop and talk to his homies and shit. Then he get on the phone and start talking, and then he's watching a sports game and this and that, and he's holding you up and not cutting your hair. But I mean, you're guaranteed a great haircut when it's done. But you got to go through all of this shit. And when he talking, he spit when he talk. But you're guaranteed a great haircut when it's done. And his barbershop stinks. But you're guaranteed a dope haircut when it's done. You still gonna go to that barber?
No, I
Okay.
would purchase another.
Okay, that's our point.
No, that's not. That's actually more to my point because you see, I wouldn't define that as a great haircut. Part of the haircut is the experience. That wouldn't be a great haircut. If you were to unravel that analogy, it would be the equivalent to an unattractive woman. You see, what you're talking about is if you get a free cut, which is what you guys are advocating for, or if you get a cut just based off of who you are or your or charisma, then you take what you can get. That's why so many advocates of game is dealing with fat, obnoxious, unattractive women. It's because they're taking what's for free. They're taking because the price is right. However, if you walk into a barber shop and say, "Here's $100, give me what I want, and hurry up," they're gonna do that.
So basically, what you're saying is that beautiful women don't like men.
No, I'm saying that beautiful women tend to not simply just go for guys based on game, no matter how much game dudes like to pretend like they do.
No. So what do beautiful women like?
Well, they like a number of things, and sometimes guys in proper circumstances get beautiful women on their terms. But I wouldn't try to teach that at all.
So okay, again, what do beautiful women like?
It varies depending on the woman.
Okay, so could a beautiful woman like a guy who has game?
It's possible.
Okay, so then what's your point?
No, there is no. I'm just saying, like, I would not limit a person to just that. I'm not saying don't have game. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, if you like to consume a number of beautiful women, then you need to have a number of different tools under your tool belts.
Like what?
Not limited to money.
No, like what? What do you need under your tool belt?
Well, game is a tool. It's a
No,
tool
you
to
said
obtain
you
something.
need. No, you said you need a number of different things. And what's the number of different things?
Well, game is one of them. Money is another. Sometimes it's physical appearance. Sometimes it's humor. Sometimes it's wit. Sometimes it's intelligence. Sometimes it's height. Once again, a number of different things.
So is not everything you talked about game just now?
Well, I mean, you could put game under all-encompassing label of everything, and then say everybody needs everything.
Yeah, that's what.
However,
That's what.
when
Hold on,
however,
game changer.
however, the game
Have
that
you
you
ever
teach.
heard? Have you ever heard of
Let me
this?
finish.
Have you ever
Let me
heard of
finish.
this documentary called Game
Let me
King?
finish, brother. The game that you're referring to,
Mm,
because you're trying to teach it to others, and you
mm,
can't really teach height to others, nor
mm.
can you teach, genetic good looks to others, nor can you teach wit, charisma, or excuse me, I shouldn't say charisma, but
Mm.
you can't really teach wit, humor, intelligence, et cetera, to others.
Wait, wait,
What
wait,
you're focused
wait,
on
wait,
is
wait, wait, wait,
charisma,
wait.
So
and
game changer.
let's
Hold on,
let's
hold
let's,
on, hold on,
let's
hold on, because you're saying
all
the
right, go
wrong
ahead.
thing.
You can't
What?
teach intelligence?
Right. So game changer. What is game? Define it.
Game is a type of salesmanship to others.
Really? Okay.
Yes, it is.
So game is a strategy to get what you want on your terms.
Okay.
Now, hold
Let's.
on. Now, check this out. Check this out. You talked about height, looks, and all that other stuff. Now, do you think that every woman on the planet wants only a specific height or look?
No.
Okay, so now, if a man is a particular height or look, wouldn't it behoove him to find women who are attracted to his height or look?
Depends. The short answer to that is yes. However, if you do not find these women, then it would behoove him to just buy them.
No, but and that's what I'm saying. That right there, game changer. Thank you for saying that. What I'm saying is the fact that you would go to buying, that means that you don't have game, because if you had game, you have a strategy to find the women who are attracted to your height.
Okay, okay. I tell you what. Give me a strategy to get Chloe Bailey.
Who else? Chloe Bailey.
What's that?
Who the hell is Chloe
Oh,
Bailey? What?
the Little Mermaid chick.
Okay,
Or,
now
No,
let me.
no, that's her sister.
oh,
Okay.
well, they look the same. It's the same.
Yeah,
bitch.
Chloe's hot.
Right, but this is and game changer. This is the problem. You're saying give you a strategy to get that woman. This is why this is why we say the game isn't about women, because you singled out a particular woman and put her on a pedestal and said, "What do I do to get her?" So you're already losing by putting the woman on a pedestal, trying to get that particular woman.
Well, I'm not playing. That's the thing. It's not a matter of winning some type of invisible tournament. It's a matter
Wait.
of smashing Chloe Bailey.
So, how much money
right
does it
quick,
take
right
to
quick, brother.
smash Chloe
So if
Bailey?
there
then?
is an
No, no,
individual,
no.
if
Let's
okay.
go with your thing. Let's just go straight to buying her. How much is it gonna cost to smash Chloe Bailey then?
I don't know. I haven't asked.
So then, what's your point? You said that you could use the money if you can't have the height, whatever. So we're asking, if you don't have this game to get her, then how much money does she cost?
No, that I do not know.
Okay, so what's the point of your argument?
The point of my
Damn.
argument is,
Chloe
is
Bailey,
that
nice.
you're not going
My
to
bad.
get,
I just
you're
had to
not
chime
going
in.
to be able to use strategy to get any woman that you want.
Who
You
said?
have a larger and broader variety of women available to you if you add the ability to purchase her to your repertoire. Do not depend solely on strategy.
So wait, so all women you could purchase?
No, I'm not saying all women you could purchase, but you can purchase more women than you can just gain.
Really? So
Gain
you can
purchase-
so
you can
in your
gain
so wait,
purchase
so in your
more
opinion,
women than you can just gain.
so in your opinion, you can just go up to women and buy them? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, if you have 100 women, right,
Uh-huh.
and your game only allots you access to 7 of them,
Uh-huh.
however, your purchasing powers allows you access to 50 of them, then you now have access to 57 of them.
So
That's
where,
what I'm saying.
So where'd you get these
So
numbers?
by not
Hold on,
by,
where'd you
by
get-
not
Game
allowing
changer.
yourself to purchase,
Game
you
changer.
are
Where'd you
you
get
are
these?
limiting yourself to those 7 women.
That's what I'm saying. Where did you get these numbers of you're in a room with 100 women and 50 of them are gonna deal with you because you're purchasing? Like, where do you go to purchase? Do you go up to the women and say, "Hey, how much?" And then they tell you and you give them money and they walk out the room with you? Like, tell us how the purchasing works?
Well, you have to talk to someone who purchases, but I assume that if a woman is selling herself, then you purchase her.
So wait, so how do you know all about all this purchasing when you're not the purchaser?
I'm sorry?
How do you know about purchasing when you're not the person purchasing?
Okay, you don't have to be a hunter to know that you point a gun at something and shoot it.
No, but you know,
So-
no, but you know a lot about purchasing. So what I'm saying is, how do you know?
No, I don't. I just know that you would have more if you did.
So this is what I'm saying. So
Okay, I'll put it like this.
how do
I'll
you
put it like this.
purchase? That's what I'm asking. Game changer. I want to learn how to purchase women.
Knowing a general principle of something doesn't mean that you actually have to do that thing. Okay, put it like this. If a woman has ever tried to sell herself to you, which they do, then you know how to purchase that.
Oh,
You just say, okay.
yes, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You're talking like you know this. So what I'm saying is, if I wanted to purchase a woman, tell me how it goes.
If a woman offers to sell herself to you, you say yes. That's how it goes.
Okay, how does she do that? Tell me. I'm in a room with 100 women. Give me the scenario where the woman sells herself to me.
Why? It seems like you're just creating scenarios just to find it out to this ridiculous standpoint.
This one saying.
However,
you're creating scenarios that you can't.
However, Locario, I will indulge you just to see where this rabbit hole ends. Okay, so you walk up to a woman and you attempt to game her. She says, "Well, I'm actually for purchase. I'm not really for game." And then you say how much. She gives you a price. And you agree or not agree to that price.
So, game changer, how often do you go out?
Not very often.
I'm surprised. I'm totally surprised. I would think a guy like you would be going out because you have this amazing knowledge of how women act outside. Because listen, maybe I haven't gone out as much as you because I've never been in a place where a woman told me I could she just walked up to me and said, you could purchase me.
This is a hypothetical situation.
So that's what I'm saying. Where do they do this at, game changer? That's what I'm saying. Because if I don't have game and I want to purchase some women, where do I go to do this?
Okay, I'll put it, I guess you go to Medellin. But nevertheless, I'll put it in.
I'm in the US. Where can I do this in the US?
I do not know. Your local hoery. However,
I like that. Hoery.
Yo, game changer is hilarious. This guy's funny.
I am hilarious. Thank you.
Your local
but no, nevertheless, it is an option that's available to those who choose to use it, and I don't feel that a person should be shamed for using it.
No, it wasn't about shaming for using it. It was about you not acknowledging that you have to like yourself before you like a woman. Your whole statement was, oh, well, what if you like her? And it's like, what do you mean? So her liking you don't mean nothing. That's the part that kind of indicates a certain level of a lack of esteem, because you don't even have enough, you don't think of yourself enough to say, well, I'm gonna like myself more first. So even though I might find a woman attractive, she still has to treat me a certain way for me to like her back. You see what I'm saying? Like, she has to at least treat me like she liked me for me to like her. Because your whole statement was about you liking her, and it's like, bro, you gotta like yourself first. That's what we're trying to, that's the message we're trying to get across.
No, I understand that, and trust me, I don't lack confidence. However, in spite of that, if I find a woman physically attractive, and that's what I meant by like, I mean, physically attractive, meaning that I want to put my penis inside of her.
Right.
So if I have a desire to put my penis inside of her, and the only way to do that is through monetary exchange, then that's how it's done. Now, I think that there is an assumption, and perhaps it's a fact, that for whatever reason, a woman in that particular line of work or, in that particular scenario will make it bad for you. And if you choose to do so, then it's just like any business. If the service is poor, then you don't continue to be a patron of that business.
Okay. All right.
So you're just talking about like working girls and hoes. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
I thought that's what you guys were talking about, but yeah.
No. So what about women who are not that?
Then you can either, use whatever tools you have, and if that's not enough, then you just have to not sleep with them, and tell them that you'll buy a hoe that looks just like them.
I'll buy a hoe that looks just like.
So you're saying that
it was just the way you said it, though, GC. I'm sorry. I'm letting you guys.
No. Hey, go ahead and laugh. I'm a funny dude. Feel free to laugh.
Where the hoes at? Where all the hoes at that look like Chloe Bailey? Because I don't know if you're gonna get exactly Chloe Bailey.
No, I mean, nothing is exact. Nothing is exact.
But game changer, check this out. Nice. So since there's a possibility that I'm not gonna get the exact one that I want by paying, why don't I just have intelligence, charisma, and game, and just go talk to the different women, and the ones that I find attractive enough, that find me attractive enough, we could smash.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, brother.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying why not do both?
I mean, yeah, I guess if you wanna increase your chances of getting your dick wet, But
Or
all I'm
guarantee
saying
your
is that
chances,
there's a certain level of dignity and certain
I don't
things
see
that you
anything
that you
undignified
have to
about.
acknowledge, because a
I don't
lot of
see
you
anything
guys
undignified
you
about
seem
sleeping with
as if
attractive women.
putting your dick inside something that you find attractive is like a by any means necessary thing, and
Right.
you don't care about your own fucking integrity like that. You just got to be careful.
No, I don't think that it's a loss of integrity.
Hmm.
Like recent events, right? Cameron talks about his trip to Medellin. He talks about how he purchased the services of women for $25 a piece. Now,
Hmm.
does this mean that he's uncharismatic, unintelligent, and don't have game? Or does it mean that in addition to these traits, he wanted those women and he wanted to pay $25 for them? I don't think that he lacks integrity for doing something like that. I think
Right.
that he just wanted to have a good time with those particular women and he indulged himself.
Well, but so here's the thing, game changer. That's Cameron, right? And
That is Cameron.
you
And
can
I
and
see
you can look at Cameron's track record and look at like all of the bad bitches that he's had for girlfriends,
hmm
right? And
Right.
then if he goes to some place like Medellin and get a gang of chicks for $25 a pop and do his thing and just have some fun, you still know that Cameron has the ability to
To get
go
women.
get a bad bitch whenever he feel like it. Whether
Okay.
whether that's because of his charisma, his game, or his fame,
Mhm.
either way, he's done the work to put himself in position to win on his terms. The problem is when we start to look at the guys, like the dudes in America who are down on their luck and they are upset with the dating game in the United States, and then they feel that they have to go to Medellin. You understand? Cameron went to Medellin on his terms because he wanted to.
Mm.
There's a difference
Everybody goes
between
though because they want to.
Oh, some guys don't.
no. That's what I'm see.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Some dudes have to, meaning they can't get it here. That's what we're trying to get you to understand. So it's not on your terms if you have to. So what we're saying
It
is
really is.
Cameron can get it without paying. Some guys can't get it without paying, which is what you were saying, Game Changer.
Okay.
You're saying that guys can't get it, so they should just pay, right? So
Okay.
those guys who can't get it and have to pay have to go to Medellin.
Okay, well let's just lump guys into two categories. Ones that can get it without paying, and ones who cannot get it without paying. For the ones who can get it without paying, like Cameron, he has nothing to lose from paying. He just pays. He just pays in addition to getting it for free. So there's a justification for that particular group of men to get it from Medellin. And then there's the other category of ones who cannot get it without paying. They have a greater motivation to get it for $25 because they can't get it otherwise. I don't shame a guy if he can't get it otherwise, and I don't think anyone should.
No, there's nothing wrong with if that's how he wants to go about it. The
No,
problem
no, no, no. That's the only way. Like you said, he has to.
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm
That's
saying, that's what I'm
that's the
saying.
way
No, no,
he
no,
wants
that's
to.
what I'm
You
saying.
say that that's the way he has to.
Yeah, he has to because he
So, no,
refuses.
so if he
Game
has
changer,
to, then
listen,
he has
listen,
to,
listen,
brother.
listen. He has to because he refuses to actually love himself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You understand? What I'm saying is that a man who has game, which means he loves himself, doesn't have to do that and doesn't want to do that because he's able to make it happen without it. You understand? And what happens is he sees himself as the value. So what I'm saying is that when a man is valuable and he sees himself as valuable, women see him as valuable. When they see him as valuable, they want him. They don't give a fuck about his money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So they want to have sex with that guy because they like that guy and they're sexually attracted to that guy. That's what I'm
So
saying.
let me ask you this, brother. Is game self-confidence or is it strategy?
It's all of the above.
Right, and that's what I meant when I was saying, this overall all-encompassing thing, but the definition can shrink as needed. Nevertheless, I can tell you that if you're not getting it, self-confidence isn't going to help you get it. You're just going to be confident in the fact that you're not getting it. you know. And
Mm.
I hate to tell you people who feel that, ooh, if I just had confidence, Marsha Brady will like me. No, it doesn't work like that in the real world, brother. It doesn't, you know. Like a confident Steve Urkel is not going to get Laura. It just doesn't work like that in reality. So let's not fool ourselves and fool these brothers otherwise.
Laura, why don't you like me?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's
That was
because you're
actually
not
pretty
confident.
good.
Like, it's not like she's going to, ignore all the other reasons that she's not interested in him. You know, like I mean, tell the 4'9" dude with a 2-inch penis that he should have confidence in his little dick. Like it's stuff. Like, come on now. Like, let's be rational. Let's be rational. You know,
So-
it is more difficult for some than others. Life isn't fair that way. God does not hand out His gifts evenly. He doesn't, you know. And
Then what,
if you
what's
have to
more
pay,
what's
then
more
pay.
difficult?
If
What's
you
more
want
difficult?
to, wait, brother. If you have to pay, then pay. If you want to pay, then pay. Like, I mean, I don't see a problem either way.
Okay.
So what's difficult? What are you talking about?
So,
No, I'm talking about for some guys, it's more difficult to obtain women than others. That's the category of the ones, unlike Cameron, who can't. And I feel that those, if you can or you can't, there's nothing wrong with paying. Cameron can and he pays. There are men who can't and they pay. I don't see anything wrong with either way. It's paying. You know, like just like when we go back to the haircut analogy. I don't get mad if I purchase a barber's service and then somebody says, "Oh, you can't cut your own hair." Damn right I can, or I can and I just don't want to. Nevertheless, you know, I'm paying the $40 for a barber.
So let me ask you a question. Has a woman ever paid you?
I've been offered money, yes. Have I taken it? No.
Okay, so now if you've been offered money, does it make sense for you to offer women money?
Um, yeah, yeah, I say it does. If
Okay,
a woman.
well, I guess you think men and women are equal. So I don't know. Maybe that's what you
No,
think.
we most certainly are not.
I don't know what else to say.
No, we most certainly are not. Not only are men and women not equal, not all men are equal to each other, and most certainly not all women are equal to each other. So if an unattractive woman is willing to pay for my penis and I'm willing to pay for another woman's vagina, it's because the woman whose vagina I am paying for is superior to the vagina that's paying me.
So you're saying that she's superior to you, that's why you're paying.
No, I'm saying that her vagina is superior to mine. I don't really look at
Her
instances
vagina is
where-
superior to your vagina? What do you say to that way?
I don't really look at instances where you purchase a person's service as them being superior. For example, when I order an Uber to take me to the airport to go to Medellin, I don't say, "Ooh, this Uber driver is superior to me because I'm giving him money." I don't say that when I go
No.
to the grocery store.
Game changer. You know why the woman's superior to you? Because you're giving her dick, she's giving you vagina, and then you're giving her extra. That means she's superior.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the whole point of tricking. When you're a trick, the woman is above you. She's superior to you. That's what we've been saying the whole time. You have to give more because your dick is not enough.
Okay, if you feel that way, then that's fine.
No, it's not
Quite
about me
frankly,
feeling that. It's not
here's the
about
thing.
me feeling that way. It's when
Okay. I'll put it like this. If a person purchases your service, then would that mean that you're superior to him?
no, it's an equal exchange because they're purchasing the service and they're getting the service.
To get vagina. So once again, he's spending money, and his ultimate goal is to get vagina. Therefore, not only is the vagina superior to him because he did spend money through an intermediary, you, he's also saying that you and the vagina is superior to him.
Game
Am I
changer.
correct?
If I, for example, if I sell someone my book, right, they're giving me money for the book. That's an even exchange. If you pay a woman for sex, that is an uneven exchange.
If you pay for a book to get you sex, then you're paying for sex, sir.
No,
I mean, I know.
no,
Okay,
you're not.
what you're describing is what's called the transitive property.
No, you're not
Okay,
understanding. Game changer.
Listen.
Game
Listen,
changer.
if I go, wait, right quick. When I go to Dave and Buster's, right? I go to Dave and Buster's. I buy tokens, and then I use those tokens to buy games. Guess what? I paid for those games. I know you could say, "Oh no, I'm paying for the tokens to get." No, it doesn't. No. Stop kidding yourself and stop kidding others.
so
You're
game changer.
paying indirectly for that, and not only that, Locario, You're not paying for that. You're paying for the possibility of that.
So
There isn't a
so
guarantee
so
of buying
game
your book.
changer. So game changer. When you go to college, you're paying for a job.
You're paying for an opportunity to get a job. Absolutely.
No, you're
I
paying
wish you could pay for a
no,
job.
you're paying for the opportunity to get the job. That doesn't mean you're going to get the job.
Exactly.
So what you're
Which is worse.
No,
Which
no,
is
so
worse. If,
no, no,
if they
no,
were
so-
selling jobs, people
but
would
it-
buy them.
No,
Hold on.
And they should.
hold on. But game changer, you already changed the topic. We're still on. See, we're still on the fact that you said you will pay the woman, right? And it's the equivalent of somebody paying for a service. What I'm telling you is that the woman is superior to you because when you fuck her, she's getting dick. So meaning she's getting more. So what I'm saying is that when someone pays for a service, they're paying for the service, they give the money, they get the service. That's an even exchange. When you are paying a woman for sex, that is an uneven exchange, which means she's getting more out of this situation than you, which means she's superior to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And what I'm saying is in this example, you're trying to say, well, if you do this, you do that. You're trying to stretch it out. So basically what you can say is, well, because I bought this jacket and this hat and these clothes, and I wore this outside to a date, I bought this jacket, this hat, and these clothes to fuck this girl. That's what you're saying. Which is ridiculous.
All right, hold on.
Well, they both
Wait.
to do
Before
that.
you
you actually
respond,
need
GC.
jackets. Well, right quick, brother. You actually.
Wait a
my bad,
minute.
so sorry. My bad, so sorry.
I'm going to give you a chance to respond. Sorry. I just wanted to say Locario and Miles have 20 minutes left. So after your response, I'm going to get just Allah in here, and then also my man Mark wants to come on. But just for the interest of time, that's all. You know what I mean? Because this is a great conversation, but we had already agreed to a hard stop at 9 o'clock. So I gotta respect these gentlemen's time. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead,
fair enough.
GC.
Okay, fair enough. So what you're talking about is sole purpose. The hat, the clothes, the shoes, et cetera, serves ulterior purpose. Many people have clothes and wear clothes, whether they are, using it to riz a chick or not. However, your book has the sole purpose of increasing the possibility of you getting laid. Now, meaning that that person is not only, admitting the inferiority that you like to describe, however, they are gambling with it because there's no guarantee, unlike when you just pay for it.
So game changer, which book are you talking about?
I don't read your books.
Oh, really? So
shit.
so that means that you have no idea what's in the books. Isn't that interesting?
So no, I did assume. What's in the book?
No. So how can you say that?
I mean, does it teach calculus and how to raise bros?
No.
I mean, I don't get it. But go for it.
Game changer, and this what I'm saying. Because you don't understand game and you make the game about pussy. That's why you don't understand what's in the books. Because you never read it, and two, if you read it, who is this guy just alive? It's like say something. Anyway, what I'm saying is that you never read it, so you don't know what's in it to actually. So what happens is that you're in a situation where you're talking about, oh well, he bought the book to get the sex. Right now, the guy could have done that, but check this out. Once he gets the book, he's gonna actually understand the game because the average guy is like you, who thinks they know, but they don't. So when they get the book, they're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that there was something deeper in this than what I even purchased this for. And this is the whole thing I'm trying to tell you from the beginning, is that you don't understand the game. Now, if you guys want to understand the game, go to shoplocario.com, get the Game Kings documentary, the definition of game. The documentary actually tells it in the title. It says the definition of game, so that you guys can understand what game is, so you'll know what you're talking about when you're talking.
So remember when I said game is salesmanship? That's what he's doing with this book.
This is what I'm saying. Game changer. I just told you don't understand the game. So why are you saying that? That's like me saying, well, guys, this means that. But the thing that I'm saying is that I don't understand because I don't know what this is. What you're saying is you don't understand it. So how are you going to tell, well, game is salesmanship? Game is not salesmanship. That's what I'm
Game
trying to
is salesmanship.
Oh my Jesus. I'm done.
That's good. So what I want us to do,
I can't no more. It's like,
yeah,
What's up?
I still can.
Do you have anything?
Oh, y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so how are you two Negroes selling this concept of game when y'all were both in Miami getting rejected by everybody?
Oh God.
How many times he got rejected?
Y'all got rejected like 50, 11 times. Y'all even got rejected by the big backs.
So just Allah. This
Oh,
what,
dang.
no, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Just, hold on, wait. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you $250 if you can clip a part of there where we was getting rejected. Where we asked the woman for her number and she said no.
Amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Give me a clip where I said to a girl, "Hey, give me your number," and she flat out said no and walked away from me telling her to give me the number. I want to see that clip.
No, here's the thing. Y'all got rejected before you even asked that question.
That's a lot. Guess what? You can't get rejected unless you actually give a
Ask for
proposition, bro.
something.
This is what I'm saying. Y'all dudes are slow.
That's
This is
a-
what I'm
that-
saying.
Just a lot. You have just a lot. I'm gonna have to put you down because you have feedback on your mic.
Yeah, he do. He got feedback. Yeah, that's a fact.
So this is what I'm saying. These guys. This is what I'm talking about with these guys. This is what I'm saying with dudes don't understand shit. When we did the Miami video, like I said a billion times, is that when we did the video, we told the guys that we're just talking to women. We're not trying to get with any women, which is why we didn't proposition any women, which is why we didn't get rejected. Now, if your perspective or perception is that we got rejected, this is why I say to you guys that you guys need to learn the game and understand this and get coaching, because what you're looking at is something you don't understand. So what I'm saying is, if I say, hey guys, I'm going to show you a video step by step of how to bake a cake, right? And then you look at the video and you say, hey, Locario, nobody came into your bakery to buy cakes. I'm like, nigga, that's not what the video is about. The video is about baking the fucking cake. It was not about customers coming in. So if we do a video where we say, hey, we're going to show you guys, which is what we said, we're going to show you guys how to approach women and talk to them about anything. And that's what we did. What the fuck are you talking about? That's exactly what we did. So what I'm saying is that you guys are making narratives based on your own understanding or your own perception of what you want it to happen. It's really.
Am I to understand that y'all were talking to big backs?
Yeah, there was a couple of big backs out there. Yep.
Okay, understand this. Fat women are not women and therefore don't deserve our love or respect. Okay? I mean, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, you're hilarious, game changer. You are definitely
thank you.
hilarious.
By the way, KingzNDreamz, do I have your permission to use this on my show?
What are you gonna show?
I'm just gonna like the part that I came in and just review the conversation.
Oh yeah, just yeah. I mean, just message me, but I mean, yeah, you can message me or just tag me or whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, appreciate it. But no, I mean, the fact that so when you say getting what you want, you know, or worried about if she wants you, I don't worry about what if she wants me, especially when you're dealing with big girls. I worry about if I want them. And I think that men should. We should be the ones who determine what we want. Big women don't count. Their vaginas don't count. It don't. How dare you? How dare you try to convince men that big women are on par with my penis? That's just ridiculous.
Wow. Oh man.
Y'all teaching brothers to treat big women like women?
Got that done.
If anything, they are the animals that hold small women abroad. Like they're the beasts that smaller women ride on. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
All right. So, all right.
But hey, it was great talking to you, game changer, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Yeah, man, for sure, GC. But yeah, feel free to clip this up. Just make sure that you tag us and all that.
Yeah, most definitely, bro.
All right, for sure, man, for sure.
All right.
Okay. All right, man. Well, first of all, thank you both for being on here. You know, we definitely appreciate you guys' time. It was interesting back and forth. Hey, I'll let you guys have that conversation, man. I thought it was entertaining.
Hey, and I'm gonna hit you up, man, because I'm interested in doing some things abroad, like with property and certain other things like that, man. So I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. You know, getting international property is is really good, man. Is really good. Especially the way how the economy keeps on rising in the states. And you always want to have some international property. I don't know if any one of y'all are fathers or not, but I'm a father, so uh, when my time does come to go, you know what I mean. I want to
Something
be
to
able to
leave for the
make sure
kiddos.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. The youth
That's
have
what's up.
something,
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
what's
sure,
up.
for sure,
That.
man.
And make sure they say make sure you put it in a trust, because if you just put it, if you give it to them directly, then they're gonna get taxed on it. So make sure you put it in a trust.
Yes, yeah, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, we can definitely talk offline about these things, but you know what I mean. Definitely got, definitely got some properties and stuff like that. I can most certainly put you guys on, man. All right, so let me get some final thoughts from you guys and what you guys got coming up in the near future.
Yeah, so real quick, guys, make sure y'all go to shoplocario.com, shoplocario.com. See, I'm using my game to sell you guys this because game is salesmanship. So I'm telling you guys to go to shoplocario.com and go get the online dating consultation with myself and my lady April, because we will help you with the online dating consultations. If you go to shoplocario.com right now, you will see damn near all 5-star reviews on the online dating consultation, because it works, because you guys are going to get heavy matches and go out with
Yo.
hot women on online dating. Make sure you do this. And remember, January is the month where most women are getting back on online dating, so you can check that out. Also, go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. So make sure you guys check that out.
Hey, no, real talk, man. I had and I'm promoting myself too, but the masculine identity membership, I got guys on the masculine identity membership that they let me know in real time. They're like, yeah, man, I got my online dating consultation with April and Locario, and I was getting like 4 matches in a week. Now I'm getting 10 matches a day.
Right.
Like these are actual numbers. These are real numbers that I'm talking about. So it's really working for these guys, man. And so you guys make sure you go to Shop Locario and get your online dating consultation. And look, yeah, we are salesmen. Fuck what you heard. We are businessmen.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? We are fucking businessmen. Now, the bottom line is this: we couldn't have been doing it for so fucking long if the services and the products didn't work. Okay?
Exactly.
So that's what y'all need to understand. At some point, niggas would have figured out we was frauds and we would have went out of business already. Okay? So use that information as you will. But anyway, go to CunninghamElements.com. Guys, it's still cold. It's shea butter season. This is my shea butter right here. And oh yeah, I'm selling out of soap and everything. I ain't even got no samples to show y'all, man. I'm selling out.
Yo,
So,
Miles, where is my soap, bro?
oh yeah, I was supposed to send you something, right? Yeah, my bad, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. Matter of fact, put your mailing address in the group chat again, bro. My bad, man.
Yeah,
It's
nah,
been-
no
it's
worries,
been-
bro. No worries, man.
It's been a very hectic season, but I got you. But guys, you see, KingzNDreamz is looking for his soap too, man. So make sure you go to CunninghamElements.com and get your soap, get your shea butter, and then also come over to MasculineIdentityMembership.com, where we do Zoom calls on Monday night, every Monday night at 11 p.m., where we go over a lot of different topics and we explore the different ways to learn how to develop your masculine identity, man. It's very deep conversations, some very great curriculums. We got PDFs, we review videos, we do a lot of great things over there. So make sure you come up there, man. If you want to develop your masculine identity, come to masculineidentitymembership.com. KingzNDreamz, man, we appreciate you for having us, brother.
That's a fact,
It's
bro.
always a pleasure, man. Thank you. so
Yeah,
much,
man,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. Man, it's 2026, man. It's time for me to spin the block and go on you guys' channel, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We can do. We definitely. It's time, because we definitely got to do that. So we'll talk behind the
Oh,
scenes.
you know what? It would probably be dope to get him on the Money Game show.
Yeah, that too. Hell
Talk
yeah.
about the property and all that cool shit, man. Real talk.
Back.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, man. Thank you guys very much. It's been a pleasure. Everybody who's watching, whether you agree or disagree with these guys, even our guests. The most important thing is that we are here for the betterment of men. Let's not forget that.
Facts.
Each one teach
Sure.
one. We're learning something every day. You know what I mean? So whether it's game, whether you guys say you don't need game, doesn't matter. But the thing about it is that make sure that you choose your options and choose your options wisely and stay on your purpose. Stay purposely purposeful. I'm out. Shout out to my man Locario, my man Miles. Peace.
We out.